Okay, guys, this is part 2 of building your own soil, a good quality soil to where you can grow food. The reason I say you have to be picky about your soil, and this is why I have like pet rabbits. I use the rabbit manure. Rabbit manure is a cold manure. It can be thrown right into the soil right after you plant. You'll see me for years just throw that rabbit manure right down. I get calls all the time of sweet people just wanting to help. They will mow their yard in town. They'll want to give me bags of grass clippings. And I ask them, do you spray your yard? Oh, yeah. Well, no, I can't take that stuff. Oh, but no, it's just pre-emergence. It's just this. Well, no, that is, what do you call it? My mind just went blank. Those are chemicals. That is herbicides. Those are things that kill food. So your plant may start and it may grow maybe an inch or two and then it stops. That's when you know you have Graze On or Roundup or some kind of herbicide damage, and you cannot grow in that soil. That soil is depleted of nutrients. It's got chemicals in it and genetically modified crap. You don't want that. Then I have people, oh, I got all these leaves in my yard. Let me rake them up and give them to you. I got 6 or 7 bags. And I'm like, okay, do you spray your yard? Yeah, well, it's leaves. It's in the tree. It's not, the spray doesn't get in the tree. Yes. The stinking tree has roots. So when you spray the ground and that soil is saturated with those herbicides and pre-emergence and all that crap, it seeps down into the ground when it rains, and it gets into the root structures of the grass, the plants, and it wipes out the stuff, the weed, anything that has CIDE on the end. It's not something you really want in your yard. I've talked to friends that had their yard sprayed and they walk around barefoot and they got tumors in their feet. And if you don't believe me, research it. It's cancer. These are chemicals you do not want. This is what's in commercial agriculture. This is why I'm so picky. I had several people, I dug up our pond is empty and we got all these dead fish and I'm going to dig all that up and we can, load it up and give you a truckload of it. And I'm like, do you spray your farm with herbicides or any other, fertilizers, any kind of chemicals? Oh, yeah. Well, heck no, I'm not taking it. And I'm always telling people, ask questions. Don't just accept stuff. You have to find out where it comes from. Why? Because I got 2 loads of soil I paid top dollar for that are crap. I can't use them. I had to take apart the beds, take the soil out. You want to talk about a lot of work, a lot of frustration, and a waste of time and a waste of money. So I'm trying to help you learn. And, it was just because there was this stupid pandemic going on, and I was just trying to get some beds built. People were wanting food. And I tried to warn a friend, and they got a bunch of soil from a farm. And I kept telling them, ask questions. And, oh, aren't you a little extreme, Wendy? Isn't that a bit much? And I'm like, no, you got to know what is being sprayed, what's being fed to those animals. Oh, you think, oh, I'm going to get all this manure. I'm going to go to the feedlot and get all this manure. Well, you don't realize all the antibiotics, all the deworming stuff, all the penicillin, all these things, growth hormones, steroids. All these things that are injected into these animals that most people eat and those animals poop. Well, that stuff comes out in the feces, and then you're putting that into your garden. And there's also parasites. Pigs, swine, they're nasty. That manure has parasites in it. And most of the time, if you look at a pig farm, you can't use that soil. It's got too many parasites. So you have all these issues. Well, I told them about all that. Didn't listen. They called me up and apologized that year after and said, "Oh my gosh. Not only was it so toxic, it killed everything in the community garden, killed all the trees. Now we have to dig several feet down and remove all that." Now, I'm not just extreme. I'm just somebody that doesn't want crap in my food. This is the reason I grow my own food. This is why I don't like chemicals. This is why I do what I do. I don't want cancer. I enjoy life. I want to live a long time. I want good, healthy food to eat. I am telling you, you have to be picky. That's why I source as much natural things as I can. Boxes. Flip them around, take all the paper and labels off, cut the boxes up, put them into little squares. It makes great soil. I got bit by tick. I got alpha-gal, got rickettsia, Rocky Mountain spotted tick fever. I almost died. I cannot eat meat or dairy or gluten. I have all kinds of food sensitivities, plus the way everything's processed today with all the GMOs and all the chemicals. If you only knew, if you would go visit commercial agriculture, I think it would make you sick at your stomach. And then you look at all the cancer rates. God did not design our food to be genetically modified, to have all massive amounts of chemicals sprayed on it just so you don't have the weeds. I'm sorry, weeds are a process of nature, and you're killing your pollinators. You got all these people putting all these harsh chemicals into the soil, killing all the natural microbes, pouring tons of fertilizer, herbicides, pre-emergence, all this crap into the soil. And that is what you're eating. Oh, I buy organic. Well, let me enlighten you on organic farming. Look at the OMRI list of organic chemicals, fertilizers, all this stuff you can use. And somebody told me they added Roundup to that list. That's organic. So all you're doing is paying a higher price, but you're still getting your chemicals. You think you're not, but you are. If the government didn't own organic, and you really truly had like a farmer that does regenerative growing like I do, you would not have toxic soil. You would not have chemicals, fertilizers. You would not have all that. You would get the nutrients, because your nutrients would be in the soil, would feed your food naturally the way God